All right. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, people? Um, Time to get this party started, right? Time to get this party started quickly. All right. So for the moment, it's going to be difficult to let people know what's going on because the brother has been blocked on Facebook, and a lot of the groups that, well, only a few groups that I was in, all right, Facebook deleted me from. Now, let me tell you what this is. Let me tell you what this is all about. Again, you can't say nothing about the BW, even though they're effing up the neighborhood. You can't say nothing about it. You know why? Because their excuse for blocking you is for them to say that you're violating some Caucasian guy's policy, which was designed to allow them to block you, to keep silent all of the mess that they're trying to do to us. All right? And so this is where we're at, folks. But this is going to be a very, 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 very important message. So, for the time being, if you can, share this message. If you can. If you can share this message, please share it. All right? And the reason I want you to share it is this. That these are some dark secrets that Caucasian people teach their sons and some of their daughters. They teach their wives about this stuff. All right? And they are starting to teach the BAW about this stuff. Only it's not taking hold on them because they really don't care about responsibility. All right? Who they're not teaching is us, the Afro men. As a matter of fact, not many other Afro men are going to show you what I'm going to show you. I can't say that I blame them. Because a lot of times when I try to show brothers something, you got other brothers that come in on the stream with their females to try to destroy what I try to show you. How do they destroy it? By trying to use the information that I show you to scam. All right. So on this one, this is a very important one. All right. And basically, what I want to do, all right, what I want to do, one of the things that I want to do is I want to wait a bit of a moment, because this, I would like for a couple more brothers to roll up in here. All right. I would like some more brothers to get up in here. I don't want to leave them behind on this one. Okay. So I really don't want to leave them behind on this particular video. And the reason being, because I think this is very, very important, and this is going to be necessary in ways you can't even imagine. All right, so in ways you can't imagine, this is going to be very, very necessary. So while I'm getting so today I met and I will demonstrate some of them for you. All right. So today I met a woman that very nice, shapely woman. Okay. And what I wanted to show you is this is a woman. People ask about the businesses here. Okay, people ask about the businesses here. When the first picture you saw is of her. All right, so for her, she has a potato chip stand. And one of the main questions they ask when they're trying to do their thing, all right, one of the main questions that they ask is this. They ask, how much could a wage earner earn in the United States that does like a regular job? All right, so this is big on their thing. How much can a wage earner earn in the United States? And she's talking about not skilled labor. Unskilled labor. Okay? She's talking about unskilled labor. All right? And a lot of these women are looking to come over to the United States. All right? And do some work. Because that's what it's all about. They want to come over here and put in some work. They want to do some work and they want to make a living. They want to make a living. They're trying to do some things, right? So basically, when we look at certain things, a lot of guys do not understand the concept of money. And what I mean by this is, all right, everybody talks about, yeah, I'm gonna go make this money, make these dollars, clock these dollars, stack my paper, all this stuff, all these things they talk about, right? But when you really listen to them, they do not understand money, because what's happening to a lot of us is we are operating in a system designed to be against us when we use the system in the way, well, when we use the system first out of ignorance, okay? And so allow me to break that down to you when I say out of ignorance. Like, we don't know how the system really works. And this is the case for most of us. We do not understand how this system really works. And the reason we don't understand how the system really works is that no one ever teaches us anything. And lo and behold, when some people do teach things, we are quick to not listen. All right. We are quick to not listen. We will only listen to the people that we like. And basically, the person that's going to be the most honest with you is probably going to be the person that you do not like. Not that you can't stand them, but you do not like because, oh, you don't like their voice. That's a good one. I had people tell me, change my voice. Oh, you don't want to listen to me because you don't like my voice? Okay. That's going to be on you, not me. All right, that's going to be on you, but it's not going to be on me. All right, it's definitely not going to be on me. That's going to be 100% on you. All right. So one of the things I want to show you, I'm going to try to have an interview with this one. Hopefully I'll talk to her tomorrow. All right. So this is one of the women I met today. Look like it froze it. All right. So we switched numbers. And one of the things that we were talking about is the love of responsibility. The love of responsibility. Okay, I got enough people to hear so that I can start getting into this. The love of responsibility. Now, while I was talking and running my mouth, right, one of the other things that I was trying to do was organize some stuff, right? And the reason why I was trying to organize some stuff because I'm trying to get y'all to understand what's really going on. Okay, I'm trying to get y'all to understand what's really going on. All right. And I'm trying to get y'all to understand what you really don't understand. All right, now there's a category that I'm looking for real quick. All right, there's a category I'm looking for real quick. All right, so okay, here's the one. I think this might be it. Yes, this is. This is the section I wanted to come to. Now, okay, this is the section I wanted to come to. All right, so I'm set up all for the breakdown. All right, one of the things that Scripture has said is use just weights and measure. That it also says that we are supposed to be a good steward over our finances and our money and stuff like that. All right, and so basically, I told y'all before that the reason that I was able to survive, okay, the reason why I was able to survive, because it is because I had always believed in the Most High guiding me before I used the term the Most High. All right. Now, I am going to explain why I use the term the Most High. Okay. I use the Most High because I like it. All right. I use the Most High because I like the term. And the reason why I like the term, because we do not have a name for what the Most High is. So in English, when we use Most High, that suffices me. All right, that suffices me. All right. So as we move over, we in our community have become accustomed to garbage all day long, right? But when we start separating from the garbage, a lot of us don't really have an understanding how much our lives improve. All right. We don't understand how much our lives improve. All right. So hold on. So there was a woman on Facebook. There was a woman on Facebook, right? And basically on Facebook, what was happening is she came in and she said, so if I have tattoos, I'm out. Right? Now, there's two things that she needed to understand. All right. The people that would sell out the community and have no self-control, that the dudes that all they want to just do is hit and be done with it. All right. Those people, they're like, oh yeah, tattoos don't bother me. Right? Because they want to keep running through her. Period. But they don't get it. Period. They want to just keep running through her. All right. And so basically, this is the nature of America. All right. Now, when you look at the top richest men, all right, when you look at the richest men, the top men. What you will see is that they worked hard, they understood money, okay? They understood money. Right? And then understanding money, they knew how to make it work for them. The reason why a lot of Afro people lost businesses, or it was difficult for Afro people to have businesses, it is basically because it was difficult for Afro people to get loans. I want y'all to understand this. It was difficult for Afro people to get credit. Okay? I want you to understand this. It was difficult for Afro people to get credit. All right? Now, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. All right, and I'm setting something up before we get into it. All right, because this is about credit, but this is about a point to be made, and this should hit home. All right. Okay, hold on. What was Spike Lee's first movie? I'm gonna wait a minute. What was Spike Lee's very first movie? All right. Let's see if somebody answered. All right. Let me say what's up to everybody. Hold it. Hovorn Hardugu dog all the way to the vein. Bosses, Los, Bonjour, Mezami, Ketabawani Konichiwa, Niha Niama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Habarigani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. I don't care if you subscribe or not, because I get shadow banned anyway, right? But what I do care about is please share this if you can right now. And y'all aren't blocked from Facebook, go in there and share this in some of the particular groups that you're in so that people know that we're here. All right. Okay. And so we're going to talk about this credit thing, but I want to just get y'all to understand something. What was Spike Lee's first movie? Uh-oh, there it is. She's got to have it. How did Spike Lee make his first movie? How did Spike Lee make his first movie? So the people that said is She's Gotta Have It. Absolutely correct. She's Gotta Have It. He didn't do crowdfunding. Okay, so who's this right here? Oh, Space Crispy. All right, Space Crispy, man, he on point. So what's up? One Loyal King. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Space Crispy, Wayne King, Rolling Handy, Simplify USMC Vet, Afro Truth, what's going down? RD, Jay's Colonel. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me let another brother know I'm here. We got to do this the slow way. Okay, you know. All right. So basically, he did it with credit cards. Now, one of the reasons that things were very difficult, and especially during the credit default swaps, was because there is a way that they treat us. All right. There is a way that they treat us. And then there is the way that they, and y'all know who the they is, treat each other. All right. There's a way they treat us. And then there is a way they treat each other. Now, the only reason they got caught in that credit default swap schemes and people with good credit had recourse was because there was a bunch of Afro people with good credit that got caught up in that. All right. Now, if you understand the system, and if you understand that the system by design is stacked against you as an Afro person, then there is a way, that you could operate within the system without allowing yourself to be a part of the system. All right. He went on to make other movies after that, but he had a line of credit in credit cards that he used to make his first movie, because if it wasn't for credit cards, we would not have heard about Spike Lee. Now, let me say something else. Spike Lee was able to get credit cards. I want y'all to understand this. Spike Lee was able to get credit cards. So Spike Lee had a line of credit cards. All right. He had a line of credit cards. He was able to get credit cards. So he was able to make his movie. Two things that happened. Spike Lee understood how credit worked. All right. Spike Lee understood how credit worked. There's my other score. Leave this here for a moment. But Spike Lee understood how credit worked, and understanding how credit worked, he was able to. So this is another person I was talking to. Ah, so I see, says the blind man. Okay, so he was able to go on ahead, believe in himself. See, you can't believe in yourself if you didn't prepare the way for yourself. All right. So a lot of people like, oh, all you got to do is believe in yourself. That mess don't work. All right. So this woman right here. Okay. So that's what Spike Lee did. All right. Now, let me say this. Once we get into this, if you want to call in, oh, yeah, you can use my Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. All right. He maxed out his credit card and it was a good gamble. But the reason why he could gamble is because he had credit cards in the first place. All right. So the reason why I moved my video back was because of her. The woman that you're looking at right now. Let me see if I can get it better thing. Okay, so so this is her. So we were talking. So I was talking to two women today. The first one, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. The first one and this one right here. All right. So basically, a couple of things happened today. The governor of Brazil, which a lot of working people don't like, the same way, hold on, let's see, Robert Townsend. All right. Yes, Robert Townsend had Hollywood Shuffle. Robert Townsend is the one that started the Wayans. All right. Robert Townsend is the one that started the Wayans. Okay. So basically, what happened is Robert Townsend came in, started the Wayans. He started TV One. All right. But yes, he used them. So as we get into this, hold on. Might have logged myself out. Okay. So as we get into this, right? See if I can log myself in. Let's see. What do I want? I want the FICO scores. I'm about to blow your mind with something. Okay. A lot of you thought you only had 3 credit scores. All right. A lot of you thought you only had 3 credit scores. If I was to ask you, most of you who thought you were just, and for good cause, thought that you were just on top of it. Be like, yeah, we got 3 credit scores. All right. Now, there's a reason why I gave you all this information before we get to this point. Okay. This particular video right here is meant for my real peeps. Okay. This is meant for my real people. All right. So one of the things that's happened here, and the reason why I have her up, is one, this is her potato chip thing. All right. It's close to Villa Alliance. She cuts her own potatoes. All right. So she comes out here and everybody makes their stuff, that fried stuff, by making it themselves. So she cuts her own potatoes. I don't know what in the hell kind of salt they use, but they salt is on point. It's fine salt like McDonald's salt back in the States. Okay. And so she cuts her own potatoes. She has a son. And so I sit with her son and teach him English. And in turn, he kind of betters my Portuguese. All right. So that's who this is. All right. I am going to talk to her about how she started her business. But I'm guessing, and there was another woman that was trying to get my attention there. I mean, really trying to get my attention. I'm going to keep that thought to myself about the other woman. Because I'm working on one, but that other one, she keep pushing up on push. Never mind, I'm gonna just keep that to myself. But let's just say she's nice looking too. She's a little on the heavier side, but anyway, so as we were talking, I should have asked her what did it take for her to start this business? All right. So tomorrow, I'm gonna have a conversation with her, and we're going to talk about what it took for her to start this business. What we do know for sure is for the next 10 days, she's not going to be able to do this business, because in a society run by the left, people do not have any freedom. In a society run by the left, for us, it's the Democrats. But for them, the governor of Rio, he is like a Democrat. And what he does, I'm going to tell you what he did. He shut down all the businesses because of Corona for 10 days. Guess what he's going to do for the 10 days? He's going on vacation. All right. And so that's basically what's going on with that. But in the meantime, Okay. In the meantime, they have to not work. So what happens when you can't work, right? And you know it's a finite amount of time, and you know that you're short in the bank. Well, you go to credit. You start putting food and everything on credit cards. But what if you don't have credit cards? What if you're just a cash person? All right. Now we are where this video is trying to get to. All right. So now that we got rid of some of the people that wanted me to just go straight into this, now we can go straight into this. What's up, Roderick Hayes? Okay. So, all right. So let's break this down. All right, let's break this down. So let's get into the weeds. Let's get all up in the weeds here. All right. This is what I'm going to show you. I asked a question about my credit score that was 845. That is a credit score. I asked you which one. I never got an answer back on which credit score that was. Some of the people was like, wait a minute. I told you that I was only dealing with Experian. So I took the other two, TransUnion and Equifax, away. And so y'all was like, okay, wait a minute. So you mean there are more scores? Somebody asked me that. There are more scores. And so when I put the 845, that is my legit credit score as of yesterday. It might be different today. I don't know. But when I put the 845 up, right, that was only one of my credit scores. This is a game. Two things people don't do. They don't take people's advice when we ask them to pay for a certain thing. All right. So I paid for this, and basically I've been on top of everything. This started with my bank. My bank provided this with them, and I had full access, but then my bank dropped them and I just stuck with it, right? So this is my other credit score. This is my legit credit score. All right, so this is my legit credit score. All right. As of the 22nd, what's today? As of today, this is my credit score. So if I wanted to go get something, all right, allow me to break this down for you. If I wanted to go get something, I can just go get it. If I want to go get a car, I can go get a car. You want to know why I can just go get a car? I can just go get a car because I know what my credit is going to be. Get a car. You want to know why? I know what my credit is before I even get in there. All right. But I know better than that. I know what my credit is going to be. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, FICO, you added an AJ Kennel. All right. So basically, so what happens is this is one of my credit scores too. But you're saying, wait a minute, this is the same company. So you thought you had 3 credit scores, one from Equifax, one from TransUnion, one from Experian. But that's not true. That is not the case. All right. So basically, go here, move that around a little bit. So basically, I just showed you two of my credit scores. I just showed you two of my credit scores from the same company. And the other two companies have a tabulations of these two credit scores. All right. And so basically, that's one of them. Now, this is the blow your mind part. I'm going to click on this additional score, FICO scores. So this is FICO A. This is a generalization of my score for general information for a bank or somebody that's looking for this. Right? Now, having this high credit score is not going to get me a BW in the United States. I'm going to tell you one thing, though. When I was talking about this in Brazil, a lot of the females, remember the picture I showed you on my phone? Took an interest because everybody talks about a high value man, but they take a person that makes most of their money from being an image consultant. There's nothing wrong with that. Who defines it as something that has to do with achieving the Caucasian dream, meaning working real hard, really for the rest of your life to maintain a 6 to 7 figure income. Only talking to those that have 6 and 7 figure incomes, right? That's not the kind of life I want to live, right? And so basically, I am a high value man where I am. And the more good the woman, the higher my value. The better the woman, as far as character, the higher my value goes with her. That's why I do so well with Brazilian women in a way that I do not do with American women. American will call me GHEY in a minute. Let me give you a visual with what the Americanized female does. You know, a lot of y'all probably been called this name. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is no one teaches us this. All right, they got a lot of people that will ask you to pay for them to tell you what I'm telling you for free. All right, so let's go through this. Let's go through this breakdown here. Why do I have 3 scores from the same company? Y'all, when I say I have 3 scores from the same company, I have 3 scores. Now, let me show you this. What's that say up at the top? This score right here is always going to be lower than the other 2. Because the threshold for debt to income ratio is more important to those selling houses than those that want to see how well you handle a credit card. All right. So even though my debt to income ratio is the same across the board, they weigh the debt to income ratio much more important than my payment history. My payment history is perfect. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, the threshold for me to get the best interest rate, watch this now. The threshold for me to get the best interest rate that my credit score has to be is going to be lower to buy the house than it would be to get a credit card or a car. So even though this score is going to be a little lower, now when I pay my bills after the first, this will jump up over 800. It'll probably be 802 or something. Okay, y'all understand this, right? So this is basically what's going on. So this is my credit score for if I wanted to go buy a house. But wait a minute. So high credit usage, seeking credit, these are all things that will give you a negative, right? Okay, so application evaluation, and this is used for primary mortgage lenders. All right, so they are always more harsh. Well, let's go here. The magic of credit cards. All right. Okay, so you've seen the 814. That's general, 814. You've seen the one for the house, 798. So if I wanted to get a house, I'll walk in with a 798 and they'll look at that. All they care about you'll get the best credits for a house. Anything over 740 will get you the best interest rate. Let me say this again. For a house, anything over 740 will get you the best interest rate for a house. For a credit card, to get the best credit cards, right? You need a job or a steady stream of income, and anything over 800 will get you the best credit cards. Anything in the 700s will get you a credit card. But the higher your credit, the more stuff they will throw at you as far as credit cards. All right. So there's one other score I did not show you. What if I wanted to get a car? That's my credit score for a car. This version is customized for auto lending. Okay. Now, let me explain. Let me mansplain some things. Oh, yeah. The VA loan. Yeah. If you're a veteran, all right, the VA loan lowers the threshold a lot. Oh, an adamantium card. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Use like in the equalizer. All right, so let me break some stuff down. All right. Now, all these have the same exact information. When you look at your credit, all these scores have the same exact information, but they score it based on how they weigh the particular information. All right. What's more important when you get a house is your debt to income and the history of your credit cards. They want your credit card usage when you buy a house to be very, very low, because when you buy a house, something usually goes wrong and you have to fix it the best way you can immediately. And they don't want that credit card payment, because that's what you're going to use. You just spent all your money on that down payment and all those other fees that went with it. All right. So you're going to use your credit card, right? And so they don't want the credit card to put you in trouble. So they want the credit card debt to be very, 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 very low. You understand? And that's why the house thing is lower. So if you use your credit card a lot, they give you a lot more when you use for the house. Now, for the credit card companies, the reason why my score is 830 for the credit card companies is that they rate kind of your usage, but they rate your on-time payment high, but not as high as a car dealership. This for an automobile, it's 845. It's 15 points higher than my credit card thing. Why? Because one, they're like, oh yeah, a car. His history is he's always paid back a car. His history is that over the past 11 years, he's paid back everything. All right. So the house go back 10 years and stuff. But once my debt to income usage is lower on my credit cards, which it will be when I get paid again, all right, then that's going to jump up. All right. So basically, y'all didn't know. I wonder how many of you honestly knew that with each company, you have 3 other scores. One for the house, you have a general score, that's that 814 y'all saw. Then you had the score that the homes, people that sell houses use. You have the scores that the people that sell cars use, and you have the score that people that sell credit cards use. Now, let me explain something. This will explain why a lot of these females thought that they were going to go get a credit card because they were able to get a car. Let me explain this. The reason why your score is higher for a car is that the car itself is collateral. Your car itself has a VIN number and a license plate. They can find your car. All right. The reason why my score was a little lower, 830 for a credit card, is anything I buy with a credit card and I get into some trouble, well, I get to keep everything I bought with the credit card because they don't know what it's going to be too much paperwork to figure out what I bought with a credit card, what I bought with cash. All right. And so a credit card is an unsecured loan. I want y'all to understand it. A credit card is an unsecured loan. All right. So the homes, they don't want you in trouble. So you have 3 scores. All right. So now let's play some games here and see, well, what would I have to do? Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. Now, y'all see this. So these are the ingredients in your credit statement or your credit. All right. Now, 2 things I want you to understand about credit and cash. I use both. I don't use one or the other. I use both. I use cash for some things because cash is better for something and cheaper. I use the thing that is going to save me the most money. I use the thing that is going to allow me to do more with what I have. That's the mentality that you need to take into using this. I use what is going to help me better fulfill a purpose. All right. So if I want to go out, say I hooked up with the lady that was trying to bogart in on my rap with the one that you saw in the photo just now, right? And say we go someplace in, let's say, Villa Alianza. Well, credit cards aren't going to be as good there as cash, right? So where I was, I'm going to use my credit card in order to save the cash that I got in my pocket. All right. When I go to Villa Alianza, I don't mind using cash because everything is going to be cheaper in Villa Alianza if you use cash. Some places, they are more expensive if you use cash. Some places are more expensive if you use a credit card. With my Uber, one of my credit cards is tied to Uber. So no matter what country I go into, I'm at the airport, I just call Uber because I have a credit card and Uber is tied to my credit card. Now, this is something that happened to me here. When I called an Uber, hey, what is Private trust credit in April. That's good. So you can help people, out, right? But one of the things that that happened is that with Uber, right? The guy said, "You already paid with your credit card?" I said, "Yeah." He canceled the trip because he was looking for cash. You want me to tell you what he was looking for? He was looking to hose somebody. I just wasn't that person. All right. These are the things that go into your credit score. And this is what's good about paying for some of these programs. Okay, hold on. So this is what's good about paying for some of these programs. All right. So my amount, this is what goes in it. Your payment history is the most, 35%. The amount of debt, all right, that's 60%, 65% right there. Length of credit history, amount of new credit, and credit mix. All right. This is my payment history. Had to get a drink. So this is my payment history. Okay, that is my payment history. Yeah, that'll help a lot of people. Special Rice Krispie. All right, Cortez forever. Dang, he needs to be giving this class. What up, Nut? Oh Lord, 979. Shoot, you almost had 1,000, brother. You almost had 1,000. Keep hope alive. All right. So all these factors, right? Late payments, collections, late payments to past 60 days. So you have a 30-day late payment. You have a 60-day late payment. The delinquent accounts, derogatory public records. Take a look at that, y'all. Derogatory public records. Felonies, y'all. Public records, felonies, or any kind of money laundering or stuff like that, it goes on your credit card. Any kind of money felony. You know, check fraud and all that stuff, it'll go on here. All right. So those are all the things that make it up. Woo. But those are all the things that make it up. All right. Now, you could dispute stuff. When you dispute stuff, you can go to these companies and dispute anything, right? But you need to know how to dispute stuff. You need to know what to look for before you try to dispute some stuff. All right. If something is over 11 years, over 7 years, then your dispute is it's on your credit too long. It should have been moved off. Period. All right. If say you pay say something went in collections, but you paid it back, right? Don't tell them, well, my stuff was in collections and I paid it back in collection. No, you go and you say the original lender was paid back. This should not be on my credit. No, not the original. This count is and was a paid in a paid. This account was paid in full. Period. This account was paid in full. Period. All right, you have to know what you're looking for. All right. So I dispute this. I dispute this. No, that's not going to work. You got to know what you're looking for, know what the rules are. So if something's been on your account really, really long, just know this ain't no. All right. If certain things happen that was when you were too young, then you would like, I was not of legal age when this happened. So let's look at the score simulator. Okay. Okay, so here's the score simulator. If I paid, okay, let's see. If I made 544 in payments for the next 24 months, let's move that to so all right, so y'all see this? If I pay this 544 for the next 5 months, if I pay 544 for the next 2 months, it'll be my score would be 819. It'll still be the same if I paid it for the next 2 months. If I pay it for 5 months, it'll be, so what if I pay it for, oh, okay, understand this. If I pay $1,000 for 13 months, I'd be at almost at $850. Let's see if I paid $2,000. $839, 6 months. It don't make sense, but if I paid $2,000, so I want y'all to understand this. If I pay $1,000 over a longer period of time, if I paid $1,000 over a longer period of time, my credit score would be higher. Y'all saw that? If I declare bankruptcy, woo! Did y'all see that? If I declare bankruptcy, y'all saw that in real time, I hope. What's up, postal worker? Uh-huh. Y'all see that? Bankruptcy. Immediate hit. I go from 844 or something like that. Hold on, what did I go from? I went down from, hold on, let me see how I get rid of that. Okay. Okay, so if I without paying a particular amount, all right, forget to pay a bill. If I forget to pay a bill, it goes down to $729. Don't pay any of my bills that I have right now. It goes to $644. But bankruptcy drops it down to $534. Miss a payment by 90 days, it drops to $689. If I have an account go to collections, it'll drop to $719. Okay, here's one. Apply for new credit. It drops if I apply for a mortgage. All right, inquiries. Auto inquiry. Let's see. This is an interesting one. It drops when you have auto inquiry. Up to 10 auto inquiries. Student loan. It dropped. So any kind of inquiry drops it to, what's this? Except for this other inquiry, it drops it a little lower. Auto loan, student loan. So if you take out any loans, it'll drop it 5 points. All right. So now we're back to where we are. If we make regular credit card payments. All right. So basically, all right. So to sum this up, basically, all right. To sum this up, basically. Hey, what's up, Daniel Porter? Okay. So how do you fix your credit? By undoing any of the things that you just seen done. To fix your credit, all right. To fix your credit, the best way to do it is to pay off the people, starting by the most recent to the latest. And this is why. Say you have say you have somebody that's on your credit, and they're at that 6-year mark, but you had some problems recently with furniture stores or whatever, right? So you go and will and deal with them yourself. Do not go through an agency. If the agency call you, don't answer. Just go and deal with the people yourself. Make a deal and pay them off personally. All right. So you go in and pay them off. All right. The next thing you do is you go on down the line and pay off people, starting with the people that are the most recent. Now, by the time that 7-year hit, you can go and say, oh, take this off my credit. Right? Don't give anybody a payment unless they're somebody you are going to pay off. So I would suggest that you pay people off one at a time. All right. And this is the reason why you want to do that. Some of the people sold their things to these people that harass you, right? If you answer them or pay them, then that stuff go on your credit. Now, if you get to a point where you're able to pay that one off, pay them off, right? But don't pay them off until you're ready. All right. And so basically, this is how you fix that. All right. Now, the other thing is, I am going to say this because I know, y'all know I know this now, right? All right. So I'm talking about what I did. All right, I'm talking about what I did. And the reason why I'm putting this up here is because this is the one that most of us are concerned about, because I don't know a bunch of people trying to buy a house right now, but a car is significant, right? So the one you're trying to use is the one you want to be the highest. All right. So in all likelihood, this will probably be something I'll need next. All right. So what am I saying? I'm saying be strategic about who you pay off first. It is clear that nobody goes according to the laws in the United States, especially under democratic rule. It's laws for you, not for them. All right. The other thing is this, that you want to be aware of all these scores. All right, because you'll go in with that 814, not understanding that maybe your car score is too low for you to get that best rate for a car, because you had a repo on your thing at one point. You understand? And so that's what happens, right? So your credit score is your name. I want y'all to understand it. Your credit score is your name. It is your word. Y'all saw that 100%? I pay people back on time 100% of the time. Y'all saw that, right? That's the secret to my high credit score. And it wasn't a starting point. It is where I got to. Because before, my credit score used to be in the fives. 555, y'all. It used to be in the fives. 555. All right. It used to be in the fives. All right. And so what happened is, as I earned more money and more money, I took care of my business. All right. As I earned more money, I took care of my business. All right. I took care of my business. Now, for this sister up here, that's her little business. All right. She's making enough for her and her son to live. Her son is running that business. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of people are in this thing running these businesses. Here's the thing. I don't know where she got the startup money from for it. I might know, given who really runs things in this area of town and given where she lives, right? But nevertheless, they live in. All right. And so basically, there are people that argue, oh, be afraid of credit cards. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of credit cards. Just understand that when you get a credit card, you are saying that you are able to keep your word. Period. That's what a credit card means. A lot of people are afraid of them is because they can't keep their damn word to save their life. Oh, Cortez forever. There we go. Okay. Here's the thing. The reason why, and remember, it was our mamas that taught us to be afraid of credit cards. All the fear that I've ever heard of somebody teaching somebody to be afraid of a credit card, when you go and ask them, their mama or some woman taught them that mess. No, this is a tool in your toolbox. Like cash is a tool in your toolbox. What is it that you want to do? Then you've tried to figure out, how are you going to get it done? If for some reason I got stuck here and needed to put in some work, guess what? I'm getting me a honey, just like Ella, a key. I mean, this woman here. All right. And we're going to make something work, because I'm going to do the Spike Lee, what's his name? That got the weigh-in started. I'm going to do them and get what I need with my credit cards, and then use the business to pay the credit card back. You see what I'm saying? There are things that you could do with credit that you can't do with straight cash. For instance, you cannot buy a house with cash. Oh, understand this. When I had my gold and silver, one of the reasons I had to sell my gold and silver, because for a lot of the payments and for the house, I needed to put the money in the bank account so that I could use it to purchase a house. I didn't get the houses because they had, oh Lord, that thing was waiting on a lawsuit. It had outlets in the ground, pool, a swimming pool outlet, and a pool full of water waiting to electrocute somebody if that pool got a serious hole in it. But I digress. All right. Here's the thing. We were taught fear, right? And she and I was having this conversation, right? Because she was like, you're not afraid to come up here. They respect that, right? And I explained to her, if I accidentally get shot, I will know it was an accident. Unless it's just some people that really don't know me, some bandits from another neighborhood. All right. But it's different here when you leave downtown, when you leave the city, when you leave the beaches and go to where women have to work, the women treat men that have made something of themselves differently and more than just a check. It's amazing when women actually have to work. It is amazing when these women have to work to keep things going, because they don't have access to credit, or they do, but it's with the group of people that, yeah, you're going to pay them back. All right. But this is a very neighborly type place, right? And so, here and anywhere, you can use credit to get things done in a way that cash won't do. And that's why they kept our ancestors from having any. Remember, banks didn't give Afro people credit. A lot of people had good ideas and wasn't able to start their ideas because the bank wasn't going to give them credit. See what I mean? And so basically, you need all the tools you can get if you're an Afro man. You need all the tools you can get, but understand what it is. There's a bunch of scores that they're using either in your favor or against you. But in most of our cases as Afro people, is going to be against us because we were taught not to be bothered with credit and not to be able to use it because we should fear it. You see what I mean? You shouldn't fear credit. You should respect it because credit is your name, but you should never fear it. All right. I'm gonna have a conversation with her tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk to her about, for some of you who are interested, how she started this business. All right. And hopefully we'll get an honest assessment of how she started her business. All right. So don't forget to subscribe and share the videos. Is more important to share it. And the thumbs up. Don't forget to do the thumbs up. And for those of you that would like to help my channel out and the things that I do in these neighborhoods and stuff like that, my PayPal me and my Cash App will be in the description box. But remember, you always take care of yourself and family first. And if you have some abundance, hey, help a brother out if you can. All right. But only if you have an abundance. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Right. And I want y'all to understand, in order to start this business right here, she had to get credit from somewhere. And her first sack of potatoes and all the rest of that stuff. The machine she uses, right? The machine she uses, the whole setup. All right. So keep that in mind. With that said, brothers and sisters, I'm out. Wasn't no sisters up in here, but that's okay. So I'm out. All right. Peace, love, and soul.